We've had a really exciting delivery. As some of you guys saw last week or the week before or whenever I posted it, we got a tomato plant for free from one of our neighbours who's had it outside in a little pot. And I thought that it's not going to survive very well in our house because we haven't got a south-facing window. I've got it here. So we repotted it a couple of days ago and it's already like desperate for the light. And the light does come through here in the afternoon. So it's currently almost 5 o'clock and we do get like lovely sun, but not all day. So I think tomato plants need more of that. Anyway, waffling, what I've bought is a little greenhouse. So I'm just going to pull it into the other room and I will open it. My address isn't on the front there, is it? Let's just get rid of that. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really windy outside. So I'm actually going to build it in here and then I'll get Miles to help me bring it in. Oh, let me in. Okay, right. I keep getting my slipper caught underneath it. What have we got here? Oh, I'm so excited. Got to start with the instructions. Thank you so much for all of your messages on last week or the week before's video. I was talking about how I might want to change the content a little bit and lots of you sent lots of lovely messages, and I wanted to address that we haven't been talking about the wedding on here. So we get married soon and I basically just didn't want to stress myself out with doing wedding content. So I'll probably post some stuff about it in hindsight, but I'm not really going to show much about the lead up. To be honest, it's all been pretty stressless. It's been fine. I booked it all a year and a half ago and I can look at certain things now that need doing, but like generally it was okay. I think we weren't that high stakes about it. I have not been the sort of person who has always wanted to have a big wedding, so it makes life a little bit easier when you haven't got a preconceived idea of what it's going to be in your head. So there's not really anything I can do if you do have a preconceived idea in your head, but just try not to worry too much. No one else cares about the napkins. That's the thing that everyone always says. Right, so it seems pretty simple. I need a screwdriver, so I'm going to get the leggy screw. I'll be right back. Oh. All right, so I need a crosshead. One day I want one of those proper greenhouses that's like wood framed and got like a brick base and stuff, but for now this will do, and I don't really need anything massive for the one whole tomato plant that I have, but maybe I'll start like planting some little seeds or something. Who knows? Okay. Oh, look at that. They're all labelled like A, B, C, D. We love it when that happens. Are these pieces labelled as well? So this is just plastic, which is not unexpected considering this was about £80. I did have a look on Marketplace as always, but alas, there was nothing there. I think this is one of the pieces that I need. Let's put you there. It's not labelled though, annoyingly. Yep, so same again. I had a couple texts come through while I was time-lapsing that last bit, and I don't know if I have it in me to go back and finish it off. But I've got one door half on. I've had to redo it twice, and it's still not really hanging right. I think I need another pair of hands to help me like prop it up correctly, because you kind of need a hand to hold the screw, a hand to screw it in, and a hand to like hold it against itself, because it's a bit flimsy, as in like you're not pushing against much. But it is a greenhouse, so we're getting somewhere. I think it is cute, but yeah, the door is just getting caught on the bottom here. Like, it just about works, but it's going to just wear away over time, isn't it? And I already redid it once. Why would they not put pilot holes on it? That's my question. They have in other places, but not there, which is really annoying. I might put the handles on, and then, I don't know, just have a minute. Let me just get some shoes on.
There are some serious weeds growing out there. Where did you buy this from?
I managed to carry the box. It looks so small. Yeah, I guess I think what we need to do is get some like slabs and put it on the floor somewhere. That's better. Concrete base.
I'm worried about being blown over.
You did well.
Put a load of bricks at the bottom. That's the sort of middle of the garden, gets a lot of light area.
Look at him, he's grown so much.
He's getting leggy though, apparently. He needs more light. Where shall I put him? On the top? Penthouse suite?
Yeah. He's the only resident for now, so.
Like that?
Yeah.
It means he's going to hit the ceiling. Like if he goes here.
Well, we could put him on that one and just take this shelf out. Oh, I don't know if it will come out now. Actually, yeah, it will. Try that. Maybe just like put it in, keep it inside, but just like flop it down, yeah. A whole greenhouse for our one tomato plant. I mean, that works out quite well, actually. Happy?
I think so. Please remember to water him though. Now that he's out of the house.
I've been putting this off for probably 2 or 3 months now, and today is the day I'm getting it done. So in our downstairs loo, let's get some lights on, it's absolutely miserable today. I chose a paint colour ages ago. Oh, it's fallen off. Is it behind there? Aha! This is the paint colour that we're going with. Hello. Because, if some of you might remember, these tiles we're going to put behind the sink, and they actually came from the fireplace that was literally right here before the renovation. So I thought that would be quite cute. And I just thought, let's go for it. Let's go bold. And this paint is, let me put this back down. Malahide by Edward Bulmer, and this paint has been here, God, for like 2 months now. I'll check and see how long ago I actually ordered this bloody paint, but I need to caulk first. So before Christmas I put the skirting boards on and the architrave, and it's all gappy, so it's time to caulk. But to start off with, let's clear out all this random stuff on the floor. Any ideas of how to store stuff in here would be greatly appreciated, because like, I mean, I haven't even finished the skirting board around there. I was going to box around that pipe and I didn't, but let's paint it anyway. So we've got like, I mean, toilet roll holder, brush, bin, all fine, but we've got like period stuff, cleaner, toilet rolls, more period stuff. They're the tiles, so they'll go, but I don't know, it's not really anywhere to put it in here, so any ideas very welcome. Maybe like some baskets or something. I don't know. Not a problem for today. One step at a time. So let's clear this out. Alright, that is the room empty. It is pretty grubby in here though, so I'm just going to give it a quick wipe down. Then I can get the caulk out, protect the floor, all that jazz. I have just noticed as well the floor over here needs bashing along. I don't know if I've shown you guys this on YouTube, but I'll put a little clip in now. You can basically stick a piece of wood to the floor and then like bash it over. This is like click clack LVT stuff. And because I put this on and then the toilet and stuff was put in and we didn't have the skirting boards on, everything sort of shuffled around a little bit and the gaps were too big on one side. So the one here, I mean, I haven't done the best job. Let me show you. This one here I bashed along, the gap was like massive. So any tips of how to cover that would be very great. I think I've hit the end. I might try while I'm pushing this one along to try and push this one along that little bit more as well. Over here it's happened as well. But because the sink is sat on this piece, I can't move it. So I do need something to cover that up. I thought that the architrave would cover more in this corner. Oh, this is where experience is lacking because I've never done this before. In the kitchen where I laid all the floor in the living room and stuff, there was already architrave on there, or at least I guessed it relatively correctly, which is pure luck rather than skill. So yeah, that one I can fix, that one I might be able to fix, that one I can't, but maybe I could just put some like silicone in there. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell what is just a bad paint job from the primer and what's dust. But I'll do my best. If you get any sheets of cardboard at any point, keep them, because this is brilliant protecting the floor rather than like trying to tape everything up. I find that if I drop caulk on this flooring specifically, I can wipe it up quite easily if I do it soon. So I'm going to get on with this now. I'm going to do a couple of close-ups, but this room is so small that it might be a bit tricky. But let's get this caulk open. I normally use a little saw and I can't find it, so I'm going to attempt to use this, which I think will be fine. I hate using a Stanley knife for this, so I find any other utensil possible instead. Get off. I'm going to get covered in the stuff, so I may as well just use my sleeve to get it. Alright. Then I find easiest if you take this off and then do it like that rather than trying to fold it over. There's never enough room, I find. And then this all just like falls off. That's that. And then Something I do want to get is a better caulking gun. I've heard that getting a decent one helps a lot, but this was just a cheap one from In Excess, I think, anyway. I don't recognise this one actually. All right, slippers off, let's get on with this. All right, that is the caulking all done. I was planning on painting today, but I forgot that I still had to fill all of the little pinholes from the nail gun, so I won't be able to paint over that today, because you can paint over caulk after a couple of hours, but I wouldn't want to paint over filler. So I'm going to leave this for today and then come back to it probably next week. Something that I didn't show you guys, so I'll show you that now. It's horrible and dark today, is down here. Can't really show you, but we had our curtain pole delivered and it is perfect. It's kind of hard to show you because it's so long. There's all the fixings, so those will go at either end. Look at my hole in my sock. Grubby clothes just get worse and worse, don't they? But this, if you didn't see a couple of weeks ago, I talked about this, and basically this curtain rail is one of those bendy ones, which has done us fine for now, but it definitely needed an upgrade. I think it just looks a bit crap if I step back. Like, it was okay when the walls weren't blue, but as soon as I painted them blue, I was like, oh, I hate that. So I couldn't work out what to do here. I looked up bespoke ones and they were like £1,000. And I then remembered that back in the day, I used to source stuff like this and you just have to go to a metalworkers. So I went to a metalworkers, called them up. They were very lovely, very helpful. And they asked me to template it. So I did. I can't remember if I posted this on here. If I have, then apologies for the repeat, but I've got some footage of me doing that. Put that in here now. And then once that was all done, gave it over to them and they bent it for us and delivered it. We had to deliver it through the window over there because it was just way too long to get through the front door and through the house. I'm yet to organise someone to put it up, but I'm really excited for it because I think it will make the whole place look a lot better. It's never going to move. Something exciting also that's happening tomorrow, so I'll put this in next week's vlog as well, is our curtains in our bedroom are being delivered. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hype, ding the bell, all that stuff, so you can see all of this for next week. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.